All right, this is how to make the kite. These are the directions, and I will take a picture of these and send them to you in the group text too. But I wanted to make it in front of you so that you could kind of see how to do it, because I think at parts it's not clear what's in here. By the way, this is an Australian kite registered by W. Hosking. So anyways, this kite really flies. It is amazing. Okay, the things that you need are scissors, and you need a hole punch, if you got one, a ruler. Papa says Wendy's straws work the best, but I think A&W straws work just fine. Or McDonald's, they're good. You do not want a straw like this flimsy thing here. No, we don't want that. You want to cut a garbage bag, and you will cut it in a long strip like this, just a piece of it. You see it like that. That's going to be our tail, and you need some tape. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is take a regular copy paper. By the way, this is the final kite. This is what it's going to look like. There's your tail right here, and you're going to have a thread right here. The straw goes across the front right here. This is called the keel right here, and there's some measurements on there for you, but I will go through that. But this is how it should look when you're done. I always think that's really helpful to me if I know how it looks when it's done. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is take a regular piece of copy paper, and you want to fold it exactly in half like I've done here. Okay, and then what you want to do is you want to open it all the way flat. Take out your ruler. Remember, you can hit pause in this whenever you want to. And what am I going to do is I'm going to measure 1.5 inches on both sides of where I made the crease in the middle. And I'm going to do it at the top, and I'm also going to do it down here towards the bottom. So I'm making a mark at 1.5 inches. Once I have that done, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ruler, and I'm going to make a line that goes through those two marks that I've made. Now, if you have a longer ruler, that would probably work a little bit better. Mine's a little bit short here, but it'll still work fine. Okay, so if you look at this, this is what I have. There's the crease in the middle. I've made this line and this line exactly 1.5 inches apart. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to take my paper, fold it in half again, and I'm going to do is fold forward right on that line that I just drew across like that. Okay, so what I've done is I folded it down like that. Now I'm going to go and do the same thing to the other side. I'm going to fold it down like so. Make a crease right there. Okay, so what we end up with is kind of like wings. Okay, can you guys see that flap? Okay, this bottom thing is called your keel. And remember, I measured it 1.5 inches in there, and now I'm going to fold it up like that. Okay, now I'm going to lay it flat again. And the next thing I'm going to do is take my ruler, and I'm going to measure exactly 3/4 inch back from the front. In fact, I'm going to put F here, and F here, and a B here, and a B here, so that I know that this is the front of my kite, and this is going to be the back. So from the front, I'm going to measure 3/4 inch down on both sides, 3/4 inch down. And then I'm going to take my ruler, and I'm going to draw a line through that 3/4 inch. Again, if you have a longer ruler, it'd probably work better than my short one, but this is pretty good right here. Okay, so see what I've done is on the front here, I've made, this is 3/4 inch down. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to pull my straw out. This is my trusty Wendy's straw, and undo it, pull that out, and I'm going to tape it right on top of where that line was. Now notice that the keel is flat right now. That's okay. You're just going to use a flat piece of paper. Okay, so now I get my tape, and there we go. Now in the picture and the directions, they only tape it 3 times. I found that taping it more than 3 times, pretty important. So right now I'm taping it right on top of that 3/4 inch line that I just drew across the front of my kite. Okay, so here I am, I'm taping it 4 times. Make sure you do a really good job taping it. By the way, these kites do not have to come out perfect. Okay, just as long as they're good. Okay, so see I've got my straw there. Okay, and if you look at it this way, there's my keel. All right, so, and there's my front, and here's my back. Okay, now the next thing that's very, very important to do is to measure from, this is the front of my kite, and I'm gonna measure back exactly 3 1/4. Make sure you measure from the front. So 3 1/4 would be right there with my ruler. Okay, so that's 3 1/4 inches. And then I made a dot right there. If you can see that dot, this is 3 1/4 inches from here to here. Make sure you start from the 0 on the ruler. Okay, and I'm going to take a piece of tape. This part's not in the directions, just things I've learned. And I am going to tape right over the top of where I made that mark and the bottom. Now I'm going to use the one that's a little bit closer to the keel. And I'm going to take my hole punch, and I am going to punch right through the tape and right through the dark mark. Now see, I left a little space there. Don't get that hole too close to this or it'll rip, because that is where you're going, excuse me, Peppa, that is where we are going to take the string, the thread. Okay, so you need a spool of thread like this. This is what you're going to fly the kite from, and you're going to put it through the hole, and you're going to tie it on there. Okay, you can see that I've tied mine on right here. If you know how to make a fishing knot, that usually works the best, but any kind of knot would be fine. You just don't want to lose your kite. Okay, we're almost done. I want to go back here, and I want to take a piece of tape, kind of long, hold my kite up like this, and I am going to tape it here like that. All right, and then I'm going to take another piece of tape, and I'm going to take my garbage bag roll, which was this right here, which I already cut out, and I'm going to take one end right here and put a piece of tape on it, like that. Make sure that's good and secure to that. And then I'm going to tape it to the back of the kite. So I taped it right here, and then here's my string. Then what you want to do with your garbage bag things is you want to kind of pull them apart a little bit. Okay, and when you pull them apart, they will look like this. So that's the tail of your kite. So just to review, first thing we did was we made the keel. The measurements are in the directions, 3 1/4. This is 1 1/2 inches. Here's where your straw goes. Tape it down 4 times. Tape this down. Tape your tails on the back. And then this thing will fly like you cannot believe. So I hope that you have fun with that. It's okay if it's not perfect. It'll be your kite. And hopefully if you want to come on Friday, we will see it fly.